fantastic. So the average age of a voter in the April election, when we're dealing with school boards and municipal elections, is 57 years of age. And the oldest voter that we have in St. Charles County is 103.
Awesome.
And she still votes.
Great. Kristen?
I would say that probably something that people don't realize as much as they do about other things at the library is that we, and I will talk about this later, but that we check out things other than books and DVDs and CDs. We have a lot of other different things in our library of things collections, like cake pans and all sorts of different stuff, and we're always adding things to that as well.
Okay, well, we're here to learn, and I know if I could have a second home that I could, you know, it would probably be the library. Unfortunately, it's not the Y, obviously, so sorry about that. All right, so Kristen, let's start off and talk about our lovely library services.
Yeah, so, well, up there first is just a little bit of information about the library and the county, with about how many residents we have. So we have roughly 410,000-ish. And for the library, we have 11 branches and a bookmobile that serve all the residents of the county. And then we have our outreach services department, which is my department that...
The what department?
Sorry, the outreach services department.
Okay.
Yes, if I am talking too fast, tell me, because I get too excited. And the outreach services department goes out and does essentially things that are not inside of our branches. So we go out and do those kind of things.
And we're so glad to hear that they are not shutting down a couple of the libraries that were proposed.
Yes,
I don't know
we're not doing that.
who took charge of that and was able to pull that off, but thank them.
Yes, we are not doing that.
Okay. So here we have a slide with a library of things.
Can I stand up?
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I have to like that.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, awesome. Then I can see things too. Yeah, so this is our library of things that I was talking about, and we have so many different stuff, so much different things that you can check out that are not books. We have cake pans and your standard cake pans, like your squares and your circles, but we also have like character cake pans, or if you're really like Jones in to make that octopus-shaped meatloaf, we can get you an octopus-shaped cake pan. That's a real story, that has happened. And so it's really good for those like one-time things that you don't necessarily want to have to buy one. We have Instant Pots, spiralizers, telescopes, fishing poles, binoculars, computers, mobile hotspots, and we're adding stuff every day. I know there's tons of things that I've probably missed from that still that we have.
What's a spiralizer?
It's something that turns vegetables into noodles. Like it just like spins them and it makes them noodle shaped. So, air fryer.
So the hotspots, how does that work?
So we have a couple different options for mobile hotspots. We have our standard 2-week checkout mobile hotspots, and those are available at our branches. You usually have to put a hold on one because they're popular. People are looking to check them out all the time. We do have some in our most wanted collection, which means they sit in our library, and if you walk in and there's one there, it's your lucky day. You can check it out and take it with you. We have another program that is run out of my department and this is a mouthful, so I apologize, but it's our long-term technology checkouts for distance learning and telehealth. I didn't pick that name. That was the grant's name, so. So we have those, and those check out for 16 weeks. We do have a priority lending model with those, so if you need them for educational purposes or telehealth, those individuals get first priority, and then people with limited internet access as well. And you can have those for longer. And we also have 16-week Chromebooks that check out with those as well.
Okay, and that's free.
Yes, everything is free. This is the library.
Okay.
We don't charge people for things.
Wonderful.
That's what your taxes do. Thank you.
Okay, all right. And then
Oh, yes, our Stay Sharp kit.
Stay Sharp.
Yes.
Which I need to
Yeah.
Goes out.
So this is one of our more recent additions to our Library of Things collection, and these are our Stay Sharp kits. They are kits designed specifically for caregivers and family members of individuals with dementia, Alzheimer's, or various different memory challenges. And they provide activities that you can do with that person, discussion topics, conversation starters, that can get you talking and just spending time with that individual, that are not so much focused on the do you remember kind of things, but more just immersing that person in different topics. We have a handyman one, baseball, animals, we have a lot of different themes and categories of them.
And they're specifically designed for
Adults.
your mind sharp.
Yes.
Adults.
Yeah, they are designed for adults and keeping your mind sharp and having those conversations with people with memory challenges.
Okay. And I see you have puzzles and books.
Yes, that's some of the things that are included in the Stay Sharp kits. There's different activities. So there might be some puzzles in there. There might be, the picture actually I'm showing up there also has something called aqua paints in it. And so they basically use water and you can paint it. And then it dries and it goes back to not looking painted and you can do it again. But it has, usually the images are focused more on things that people would remember from their younger days. And so they're themed around what the kit is as well.
E-library, e-media.
Yes, so this is our electronic resources, our online resources. So we have ebooks, e-audiobooks, magazines you can read online, newspapers you can read online. If you are interested in e-audiobooks or ebooks, our two apps that we have are the two companies that we work through with that are Libby or Overdrive and Hoopla. And so they work a little bit differently, but they do both have the ability to check out those ebooks and those e-audiobooks. And they're particularly nice if people maybe are having more trouble reading with their eyesight, or you're like me and you just want to listen to something while you're cleaning your house or driving or whatnot. And the ebooks are nice because you can change the font and zoom in on things or change the color contrast on your tablet or computer, which can be really nice because not all books are published in large print and other formats, but most of them are now available in an e-format, and so it's more accessible for a lot of people to read those that way.
So you can use these on your iPad, laptop. What about like a Kindle or?
Yes. Yep. You can use them on your iPad, your Kindle, your tablets, your computer. You can do them on your computer as well. Libby has books and e-audiobooks. Hoopla also has a variety of different movies and music and things, just like actually Canopy does. Canopy has a lot of documentaries on it and different movies that you can watch through the library, either on your computer or if you have a smart TV or on your tablet, you can watch them through that. And then Flipster is where you can read magazines online. Yes, yeah, Flipster, like a magazine. And the nice thing about Flipster is it doesn't, it's still like, the app still looks like a magazine, so you still like are turning the pages and you're literally seeing just a digital edition of that magazine. It's not formatted like it would be a web page or anything. It's still laid out like it would be in a magazine. And then if you know anybody or you like to read comics or graphic novels, Hoopla has a lot of those. So that's a good place to get those as well. Hoopla also has great courses, classes that check out as well.
So does anybody use any of these? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Quite a few people.
I just heard about it yesterday from my cousin.
Ooh.
They happened to run into them at the mall.
Yeah.
And we were standing there talking, and he was telling me about getting movies from the library that you just watch on your TV.
Yep.
How do you do that?
So you have, assuming you have a library card. If you do not, I write applications and cards, so come see me afterwards. But you you have to log into that system. So on our website, and I have some handouts at the end that tells where our how to access our electronic resources. And so depending on which one you're doing it through, it'll take you to that website.
So
And you,
can I
yeah,
interject
sorry.
here?
Yes.
Just go into the library.
Yeah, do
And
that
they
too.
will help show you on your device.
Yes. I think actually, might be my next slide. Oh, well, it's the one right after this one. But this is some of our e-resources. So not so much e-media, but other electronic things that we have access to. So we have Ancestry.com. It is a library edition, so you have to use it in the library. That's Ancestry's deal, not ours. So we can get mad at them.
So it's free.
It is free.
I can.
It's free.
Pay my husband.
Yes, stop doing that. Yes.
All right.
We have a couple of things through BrainFuse, including VetNow and JobNow, and they have live navigators that will help people navigate different questions and situations relating to either how to access their veterans benefits or how to apply for jobs, depending on which one you're looking at. Rosetta Stone, you want to learn a new language? We got that. You can also download the app and still use it through the library. And Craftsy has a bunch of videos on how to do crafts. Like if you wanted to learn how to crochet or you wanted to learn how to do cross stitch, you could do it on Craftsy. And they do it by taking you through a specific craft and kind of stepping you through it. So it's hands-on learning.
Are these are on a kind of a different segment because you can only use them when you're in the library?
No, they are on a different page because the other ones were e-media, which is like books and audiobooks and things like that.
Okay.
And these are more like resources where you can find information and learn how to do different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. And I think as far as variety,
Yes, we
there's
have a lot.
There's not like just a few things in a category
So
as
many
far
things.
as the hoopla and all of that.
Hoopla has over 1 million items on it. Has a lot of different stuff. And so for your question about how to use and access these things, we have a specific resource called Niche Academy that gives you tutorials specific to our library on how to use some of our electronic resources in our e-media. So if you wanted to know how to use Hoopla, there's a video on there that will walk you through it. Ancestry.com, video on there to walk you through it. And like I said, it's specific to our library, so they're not generic videos.
Okay, lots of resources.
And then we have classes and events and programs in our branches and outside of our branches. We partner with the Parks Department to do programs that we just partner with Lakeside 360, and we brought 370, and we brought out the Shakespeare in the Park, and they did the Tempest there. So we partner with a lot of different organizations. This is just a list of some of the things that I'm going to go through in the next slides. Some of our in-branch programs, and the ones I pulled out are specific to seniors. It's a very small chunk of the options that we have that are listed right here. We have so many more. Just at all of our branches, we have senior social hours. We have various different crafting groups and meetups. We have Oasis that comes out and does different programs for seniors. Surrounding health and different things like that. We have a plant swap. People can come out and play bunco, and it's always changing and always having a different variety of options there. We also have author events where we bring out authors so that you can come and listen to them speak as well.
Where do you find out about things that aren't your regular program, something like these special programs?
Yeah, so they are on our website. So our website is stchlibrary.org, and there's a classes and programs and classes tab, and you click on that, and you can sort by branch or by type. or by time of day, all of those kind of things that you can sort through.
Cool. Material pickup and delivery.
Yes, we have a variety of different ways that you can get your material items. We have something called interlibrary loan. So if there's something that you're looking for that we don't have, we can request it from another library, either through the system called Mobius or through another system with our interlibrary loan. And so we can get it from maybe a library in Minnesota or somewhere in Florida, and we can get that book brought here, so that, or movie or magazine article, so that you can use it, and then we send it back. And that is free also. It's all
So
free.
it doesn't have to be somewhere like local.
No,
It can be
does not have to be somewhere local. They work through their system, pick what book's available, and send it our way. Some of our, 2 of our branches have, nope, I lied. 3 of our branches have drive-up services, Catherine, Linneman, Spencer, and Cliffview and Wentzville. Slow down, thank you, sorry. All of our other branches have curbside pickup, so that you can decide to have your items picked up curbside. If you don't want to come into the branch, we can bring them out to you, to your car.
How does that work? How do you let them know that you're there?
So there's specific signs designated, and when you pull up, there is a number on the sign that you call or text, and then they'll send somebody out with your items to bring them out to your car. And it's usually pretty quick.
So if it's raining,
Yeah, we just put on a coat.
you know, you're
Yeah.
just feeling, body's not
Yeah.
feeling like it can make it.
Yeah, you just
then-
don't want to go inside and get distracted for hours. That's me.
Okay.
Curbside.
All right.
We also have our holds hoppers, which are essentially lockers where you can have your items sent to pick up. They are at all of our branches as well. And most of them are in the lobby. Spencer's is outside. And so Spencer's is available around the clock that you could pick your item up, and we put it in there, and you use your library card information to pick it up. And you can have them sent there as well. And we have Cliffview, our library in Wentzville, and soon this will be available at I believe our Boone Trail Library as well. We have something called our self-service, and so our library staffed hours open at 9 a.m., but we have our self-service hours that open earlier than that, so people can come in and pick up their books or browse the shelves, use our computers, and
You can use computers?
yes, anything that's in the library, and you would do that by you sign up at one of our branches, and we essentially flip a switch on your library card that allows you to do that.
Oh, and that's 24/7 at Cliffview?
It is extra hours in the morning. It's
Oh.
not after hours, but it's extra hours in the morning. I believe it starts at 7 in the morning. So
So if you're an early bird.
yes, if you're an early bird, it's nice. You can go in there, and we have a strong core group of people that use that. And then we have also our community deliveries, which is something that my staff is responsible for. Click the slide.
Okay,
That's
and
on the next
so
one, I think.
community delivery.
Yes.
Sorry.
With Library to You.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
So our Library to You service is bringing the library to you, wherever you are. And we can do home delivery if you are living in your home, but getting to the library is difficult for you for whatever reason. We have an application that you fill out, and we get you on one of our delivery routes, where we bring you your stuff once a month. If you would like somebody on my staff to help you pick out materials, I have staff members that do that. They're very good at it. And so they will pick out items for you, and you can get them monthly. And it's just a doorstop drop-off, so we leave them on your porch, and we pick up the ones that you got last time. And we leave them in weatherproof totes, so you don't have to worry about them getting wet if they're outside for a little bit. We also can mail you items obviously through the mail, it's mail. We can mail you materials to your house free of charge as well. We either use the free matter for the blind and physically handicapped through the post office, or if it's something that doesn't qualify for that, we send it with postage there and then the same amount of postage back so that you can send it back when you're through with it. And then if you have, if you live in or know somebody who lives in a senior living community, we visit a large amount of the senior living communities in St. Charles County. So we will go there with either our library stops, where people can come down, shop our carts, pick up holds, or we will do just holds drop-offs depending on what community it is. So you can still get your library books even if getting to our physical buildings is hard. And we also come out and do programs and presentations and things like that at those locations, and go out and do events and all that fun stuff. If you need to get something notarized or you need to get a passport, we offer passport services, and we have notaries on staff. So they're by appointment, and it's at those 3 branches back there: Corporate Parkway, Catherine Linneman, and Spencer. There's certain days of the week that they're at each of those branches, and you can access the calendar online to schedule those appointments and get your document notarized or your passport. The passport, there is the passport fee that you have to pay because that's what you have to do to get a passport. We also will take pictures. The notarizing piece does not cost, that is free.
Awesome. And you will review applications, I understand as well.
Oh, for the passports?
Yeah.
Yes, if you need to renew your passport, and you want somebody to just check over your application, we can do that for you as well. We can't send it in because the passport agent, they require you to send it in, but we can review it and make sure you have everything together that you need to have together for you. Okay. Tax season is coming, and we have, we partner with a couple different organizations. AARP, we have also an organization through the VITA program that will do free tax appointments, with tax prep appointments for individuals with low to moderate income. And they are available at most of our branches. Appointments open the very beginning of January to schedule them. And they start actually more towards the end of February, like when you can come in for them. If it's something you're interested in, jump on it fast because it's very popular and people sign up for them quickly.
So is there income restriction? Is it open to anybody?
So it is low to moderate income. I don't remember exactly what the income level cap is. It is when you actually go to sign up, it tells you the things that you need to meet. And we have AARP, which does specialize in doing them with seniors. And they will also contact you to make sure that you have all of the things with you that you need to have your taxes filed and sent in.
Cool. And is that offered at every branch or just some?
So between the 3 services, we have them at just about every branch. Occasionally there's like one that for whatever reason doesn't have it, but we have them at the vast majority of our branches. We also have Ask Us appointments. So if you need help with something more in depth, if you want somebody to help you figure out how to use your phone or get ebooks on your iPad or use Ancestry.com, and you want a staff person to walk you through with that, we have Ask Us appointments that you can schedule, and a library staff member will sit down with you and go over that and help you with whatever you're interested and need help with. And we do those at all of our branches. We also have a chat feature on our website and an email feature where you can do things like that as well.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more in depth about what you're in charge of. I know you said that's one thing I'm in charge of, and I have people who do that. So what can they utilize you, Kristen, in your department?
Yes, my department is responsible for almost everything that happens outside of our library branches, except for the bookmobile. They're their own thing. So if you want us to come and talk for a group that you have, we can come and talk about either the library, or we can talk about something more specific that you want us to talk about. We are the ones that can bring you materials to your house or home. We are the ones that go out to the community and do set up tables at various different like senior fairs or community fairs where you can interact with us outside of the branches.
Is that like a volunteer thing?
No, it is a library staff thing. I have a staff of 6 individuals that do that, and so they are out like on the road doing all of this kind of stuff, or talking with our customers and getting them books set up for them. We can also connect you with services through the Missouri, the state library if you need more in-depth help with visual impairments for reading and things, because they have services that they offer that we don't have. So we can also connect you with resources
like
as well.
Wolfner
Yes, like Wolfner Library.
Okay.
Is there a charge for you to come to a group?
No. Nope, we're free. The library,
Yeah, they're free, but all of our
We're
taxes
we're prepaid.
support this.
We're prepaid.
So we
So
need to
you
take
already paid
advantage
for
of the
it, so
services.
so use it. We're there for everybody in our county, regardless of whether they are able to come to our physical buildings or not. My department, that's one of the big things that we focus on, is making sure that everybody has access to our library stuff. So just because you can't come to our buildings doesn't mean that you can't have access to those services still.
Hence your title is
Outreach. Outreach.
Yeah.
And who do we contact?
You can contact myself, my business card is back there, or you can email my department, which is outreach@stchlibrary.org. We also have a form online that people can fill out and request us to do, either come out and talk or sign up for services to bring in the materials.
So there's just a wealth of services and information that is available.
I only scratched the surface.
And I know a lot of you are totally able to physically go into the library if you want to, but, there may be a time that you're having a surgery and you're down, or like Phyllis learned from a friend or a cousin about a service. This is information that you can share with other people and let them know, hey, you need to check this out. So,
That is
Joanne, you
correct.
had a question?
Yes.
This is great information, and I'm meeting with Parkinson's caregivers right
Yes.
after this, and I'm going to let them know.
Please do.
And, but my question is, it's great to have all these, cake pans
Mhm.
and air fryers and stuff like that, but how does that promote reading?
So we still have the vast majority of all of our things are like books and things that promote literacy and reading. Libraries as society has progressed have become more about reading and lifelong learning in general. And so through some of those other kinds of things, you're learning how to use things that you maybe didn't necessarily know how to use before. I will say that almost all of our library of things materials were either purchased through a grant or were donations. And so those are not something that is paid for with tax dollars. The exception to that is if we have to do reoccurring fees for like our hotspots, which is access to help people access those e-audio materials and do all of those other kinds of things that help them stay connected to their community.
Well, I guess it's kind of something to support hobby, like you said, lifelong learning, engagement, and also coming into the library and learning more
Yes,
about
and-
what
yeah.
it offers.
Yeah, and people come in for a cake pan, they stay for everything else. So, and it also helps the variety of different things of keeping our minds and bodies sharp and helping us stay engaged in our community and learning something new. That's how we stay sharp and stay young and all of that.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes.
The library district is the best use of my tax dollars.
Thank Thank you. I will pass that on. I appreciate that. So we are using our resources responsibly and making sure that we are giving everybody what we can with what we have. And I think we've done a good job. So yes.
Is your library of things in a separate catalog?
It is in our same catalog. We actually also have a library of things like tab on our website that will take you directly to the link for that for a specific thing. So if you know that you want to check out a telescope, it will take you, you can click on that, and it will take you to the link in the catalog to check those out.
Okay, great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of these resources specifically in that category, that
Yes.
we're talking about checking out fishing poles and electronic devices and that is also, us educating our grandkids, great-grandkids about a wonderful resource the library is and about lifelong learning. And those are some tools that you can do activities with them and it really not cost you anything. So, okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Speaking of tax dollars, we have Kurt Barr with the St. Charles County Election Authority here to give us some important info. So Kurt, take it away. Might need to flip it on.
There we go. Yeah, I do spend a lot of your tax dollars. Love the libraries because we use them as polling places. So in St. Charles County, the average election costs, $500,000. I'll probably spend, $750,000 for this November election. It's a lot of money. Democracy is expensive. We have about 295,000 registered voters here in St. Charles County. It makes us the second largest jurisdiction, St. Louis County being the largest, us being the second largest, Kansas City and Jackson County being 3 and 4. So we have a lot of voters here in St. Charles County. We'll see about 3/4 of the voters vote and show up to vote on election day. Now, I'm hoping that not all 75% show up on election day. Starting Tuesday, absentee voting begins, and then starting October 22nd, no excuse in-person absentee voting. Same as early voting, but legally different, so I can't call it early voting, starts. And so, on October 22nd, you can come to Election Authority office, which is just down the road at Turner Boulevard, or you can go to our satellite location at Element Church and vote there. They're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at that location. At my office, we're open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. And then the last 2 Saturdays, which is October. Oh, I don't have them. I updated my slide. I didn't give you the updated slide. I'm sorry. The last 2 Saturdays, so November 2nd and whatever the last Saturday in October is, we're open for early voting as well at the Election Authority office only. And then November 5th is Election Day. There's a few things on the ballot, which I think is the next slide. Oh, no, that's the, okay. No.
I reorganized them just to
Okay, not a
throw you off.
problem. We used to, once upon a time, send that beautiful little tiny postcard. We call it the pink and white because it was kind of pinkish. And yeah, we don't use those anymore. We haven't for years. We use this instead. We send out a sample ballot to the voters. For most elections, we send out just one sample ballot to each household because we can't use this as a form of ID anymore because we now have the photo ID law. However, for the November election, we are sending out a sample ballot to every voter. You can't use it as a form of ID. You still have to have your picture ID to be able to vote, but we will send you out your sample ballot because it's a really big ballot. It's a 17-inch ballot. There's a lot of ballot measures that are on the ballot. And so we want to make sure that everybody has as much information about that as possible. And then we have the QR code so that you can update your voter registration. So if we send to you and you're like, well, that's not right, you can go online and update your voter registration. If you want to be a poll worker, you can go to our website and sign up to be an election judge and help us out election day. And then in the top corner, we will let you know where your polling place is. Obviously,
Okay, so like this one says Mount Hope School.
Mount Hope School, right, yeah, that was the example that we used.
These get mailed, notice of election, notice get mailed to, like this election coming up, every registered voter will get one of those?
Yes,
Okay, and it has a sample ballot.
and it had a single ballot with it.
Okay, when should we start receiving those?
So Columbus Day is October 14th, and then we will be mailing them right around that day. So hopefully they're in your mailbox shortly after Columbus Day. That's the goal. My goal is to mail them right before Columbus Day, and giving the post office a couple extra days. Hopefully that week of Columbus Day is when you receive them, and it kind of depends on which post office delivers to your house as to which one's first.
Okay, so we don't have anybody from the post office here, but the mail, is anybody else like, it is horrible. Horrible. So I guess it's important to know, already have marked on your calendar and know these dates and deadlines rather than waiting, because that's getting pretty close.
And one of the ways to vote is to vote by mail. And if you want to do that, that's great, but do it early. Request the ballot early. Give yourselves a full 6 weeks if you need to do that. One of the things I'll have in the back, one I'll have flyers if you want to sign up to be a poll worker to work election day. The other is if you want to sign up for what we call the permanently disabled list. If you physically just can't get to the polling place and you're like, I just need to vote by mail, there's a way of signing up on the list. And then what we do is we will send you a ballot application each election. Say, hey, do you want a ballot by mail? And then you say, yes, we send you a ballot. Yep. And then the third is just more of the information I was presenting. But yeah, photo ID. So the sample ballot, that isn't a valid form of ID to vote. Oh, I'm talking too quick again. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's easy. I get excited. Yeah. So since 2022, the law changed. You have to have a photo ID to vote, which means either a Missouri driver's license or non-driver's license, or a federal ID. Passport card, military ID. You can't have an out-of-state driver's license in order to vote. So that's the rule.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know that I realized it had to be like for people who just recently moved here.
So if you just recently moved, you can register to vote, but you have to have either Missouri driver's license or a federal.
Okay.
The exception is if you show up at the polling place and you don't have your ID with you. And this happens somewhat regularly. People drive to the polling place without their driver's license. I don't know why, but they do. You can still vote what we call a provisional ballot, and then we'll check your signature to what we have on file, and if it matches, we'll count your ballot. So even if you don't have a photo ID, there is a way for you to vote. But the easiest way is show up with your Missouri driver's license or your non-driver's license, and we'll help you out.
Okay. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into how the absentee ballot works, voting, and about this permanent disability voting.
I jumped ahead. So when you vote early, vote absentee, you have to have a reason. The number one reason is, well, I'm not going to be here on election day, so I need to vote ahead of time. Another reason is I have a physical impairment that prevents me from being able to get to the polling place. The statute calls this like permanent absentee, or we call it permanent physical disability. It doesn't really define what that means. So basically, if either you physically can't get into a polling place, or it is challenging for you to stand in line. Maybe you could walk in if there's no line, but if there's a line, that's just too much for you. Then you can say, you know what? I want to vote by mail. So you fill out this form that says, hey, I'm permanently disabled. I can't ask you what that impairment is, and it doesn't have to be that you're wheelchair bound or homebound. And then, when you sign up for this before every election, we'll mail you an application. Do you want an absentee ballot by mail? And then you can say, yes, I want an absentee ballot application by mail. And then we'll send you the ballot before each election. But you have to do it each time. We don't, You know, some states, you sign up once, you're good for a year. In Missouri, you have to sign up for every election.
Every election.
Every election, you
Not
have to
every
request a
calendar
ballot.
year.
Every election, you have to ask for a ballot by mail. Yes. Now, so most of the time, if you vote by mail, you have to have that ballot notarized. You can go to the library and get it notarized, that's great. Except for if you are confined due to illness or injury or on this permanently disabled list, it's assumed like, you know, if you physically can't get to the polling place, then you physically can't get to a notary. And so if you're in that population, you don't have to have your ballot notarized. You do have to sign it. You know, I have to have the voter's signature. Everything we do in elections is all about the signatures. But you can vote by mail, sign it, send it in, and then it will count. But if you're a college kid, or if you're a snowbird, and you're just gonna be gone, and you wanna vote by mail, then that does have to be notarized.
So, let me see if I understand this. So, using, say, my father as an example, okay? He's in skilled nursing, but mentally he's all good, knows what's going on and everything, but it's difficult to get out to vote, but wants to vote.
Right.
Okay, so I can sign him up for this permanent absentee voting,
Yes.
okay? How do I sign him up for that?
So our website has the form. I brought some with me as well.
Okay, so
It's just fill out a form that says, hey, I am so-and-so, I live at this address, I want to be on this list. And then we'll put you in the list. And then before each election, we'll send you the application. Say, hey, do you want a ballot for this election? And you say, yes, I want a ballot for this election.
Okay.
So you fill out that one
So-
form once, and then the
Then
application
they're
form.
gonna
is
send
short.
you something asking if you want a
Yes.
ballot, then you have to send that back in.
Yes.
So how far in advance, I guess, do you need to sign up? I mean, is it too late to sign up for this?
No,
For, say, the next election, November?
No, you
5th?
can still sign up now. So if you fill out a form today and give it to me, we'll take it back to the office, we'll process it, and then we'll immediately send you a ballot application. It says, hey, do you really want a ballot for this election? And then you say, yep, I do, and then we'll mail you the ballot. We don't mail ballots until the absentee voting starts, which is Tuesday, September 24th, is the first day of absentee voting. That's 6 weeks from the election. So that's when we begin to mail out our absentee ballots. And then for the population at a skilled nursing or nursing home facility, assisted living facility, if we get a large number of requests from any one facility, we actually send a team of election judges to that location to help the residents at that location to be able to vote in person there. And so we coordinate with the skilled living facility to set up a time, and we'll spend a couple hours and help the residents that are at that location.
So I guess I would need to contact, anybody who has someone in a community like that. I would contact a specific community and ask them if that's going to be happening there.
Well, so far we have 14 assisted living facilities that we will be going to, we'll be sending teams of judges to for this election. Pretty much any assisted living facility of size is going to have enough voters that will end up going to that location, especially for the bigger elections. The April elections, fewer people vote, so we get less requests. But yeah, if you have friends or family that are in a assisted living facility, let them know that they can, 1, get on this list, 2, that they can ask for a ballot by mail, and 3, if we get enough requests from their facility, then we will send a team of election judges to them and help them vote. We only go once, and so hopefully we can catch everybody at that time. We try to work with that location so that we can catch everybody while they're still there, but if they're going on a doctor's appointment or something else, then they'll have to get the ballot by mail. But we do as much as we can to help them, but we don't have enough staff power.
Yeah. So I guess my thought is that, we are an aging population with the baby boomers, being the biggest segment, and, I feel like they're educated and want to vote, but, it can be difficult.
Right,
And,
right.
we don't want to lose, you want to take advantage of your right as a U.S. citizen to vote. So I think this stuff is really, really important to understand about what you need to do in order to, get your vote in.
Curbside voting. Do we have that slide for that? Permanent absentee
Well,
voting?
this is permanent absentee information, so
Okay.
probably went over that. So-
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Curbside voting, there it is. So if you want to go vote at your polling place, or you want to come to the election authority and vote, because you don't want to vote by through mail, which I totally understand. But you physically can't get into the polling place to vote, we do have a process called curbside voting. Now, if you need to use this, I encourage everybody to come to the election authority office to curbside vote at the election authority office, because our process is easier than it is on election day. But curbside voting means that you can request a team of election judges to come to your car to help you to vote. They will bring out the iPad, and you fill it out just like you would if you were inside the polling place. They'll go get your ballot, bring it out, you vote it, and then if it's election day at a polling place, they have like a little folder, they put your ballot in, and then the judges will take it inside, they'll put it in the ballot counter, and then your ballot will be cast. At the election authority office, it works a little bit easier in that we have designated parking spots with a cell phone number. You call that, and then we say, okay, well, which car, what color, what brake? Okay, we'll be out in a few minutes, and we go out, and we do that, and then we have a little traveling ballot box. You put your ballot right into that little traveling ballot box. And then, the election authority is on Turner Boulevard, which is Highway 79. MoDOT is graciously doing some work on that bridge at the moment. But if you come from the east going west, it's easy to, get off the highway and come to our office.
Okay, so let me slow down for a minute. Curbside voting.
Yes.
It's available, it should be available at any place that's a designated voting.
It's available at all 104 polling locations
Okay.
election day.
Now, you talked about calling a phone number or something. I can tell you, the last place that I voted at
Did not have a phone number.
did not have a phone number, and it said,
Acquire within.
yeah, come in and tell them that you can't come in and vote.
Curbside voting available within, yes. So that is a complaint that people have. The reality is that it's just simply logistically too difficult to have a phone number for everybody who shows up. It's presumed under statute that if you physically can't come in, you have somebody assisting you to get to the polling place, and that person who is assisting you will wait in line like everybody else, because curbside voting isn't speed voting. You're in line with everybody else. So that person will stand in line until they get to the election judge and say, I have somebody in the car who needs assistance. And then at that point, the team of judges will go out to the car, assist you, so curbside voting is available if you need that physical assistance, but it doesn't get you any faster service. And that's why I try to encourage people to come to the election authority office, because we'll have signs up with a phone number. You call us and we just go out to you, because I have an extra team of election judges who are doing that, and then other teams of election judges who are helping the voters who are coming in. So it's an easier process if you come to the election authority office.
Okay, so the election authority office, can you only go there on voting day? Or can it be done previous to the actual
So
voting day?
for the full 6 weeks of absentee voting, curbside voting is available. And for those 2 weeks immediately before an election, when we have what we call the no excuse in-person absentee voting or early voting, curbside voting is available then. Curbside voting is available at the election authority office on election day as well.
Okay, do you need to have an absentee,
Excuse.
to use curbside at the election authority in advance?
So for starting Tuesday, when absentee voting begins, you do have to have a reason for absentee voting for the first 4 weeks until October 22nd. And then starting October 22nd, you can show up at the election authority for any reason. And that includes what we're voting curbside or voting inside in person.
Okay, so on October 22nd, I'm not gonna be doing this absentee ballot thing. I could literally go to this election office on Turner Boulevard and drive up and call a number or hit a button or something. We've got a team there that will come out to my car
Yes.
and I can vote then.
Yep, they'll bring the iPad, you sign it just like you would if you were inside, and then they bring the ballot to you, you fill it out, and we have this blue ballot box bag that you just put the ballot in, and then at the end of the night, we take all your ballots and we put them through the vote counting machine just like all the voters who came in person inside.
So if you really want to make sure your vote, that I mean, voting is that one day, whatever election is, it's a certain day, right?
Right.
So you can take advantage of this and do this early when you have the time.
Exactly, yeah.
Make it super convenient, not have to stand in line.
Right.
You don't have to get out of your car. And you don't need an absentee ballot.
Correct, yeah.
So I could just do it because
So
I'm busy.
could you just do it?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Well, curbside voting is supposed to be for people who physically can't get into the polling place. But I'm not allowed to ask anybody, what is your ailment? One thing that does happen is we'll have some people who are able-bodied come with a family member who is not, and they'll all want to vote in the car. It frustrates us, but we do let everybody vote. But yeah, it is, but it's a service for people who have physical impairment, not just because they don't want to get out of the car. It's not drive-up voting. It's curbside assistance voting.
Oh, you love that
I did. Yeah. So the curbside voting spots are in the accessible parking spots. Yeah, it's not convenience voting, which is one of the reasons why if you show up at a polling place, you're in line and you may have to wait 30 minutes before it's your turn. Because we actually had a polling place once. They were helpful to the people who needed curbside assistance to the point where people were getting out of line, getting in their car, and then they realized, providing assistance is good, but when people take advantage of that assistance, it's, not good. So it's not speed voting, it's assistance
And that's
voting.
okay, but I see people, whether it's, they're 9 months pregnant, they've got a broken leg, they're older, they're unsteady on their feet, they're on crutches. And they're standing in line and I feel horrible for them. It's like,
Yeah, we feel bad for them too. Like, hey, we'll help you out. But some people really want to be in the polling place and voting, and that's what they want. So,
well, I don't know that everybody knows what the options are.
Right.
So
Yep.
I think that, for us as an EDU population, knowing what these other options are available to us is very important. Another thing is, the anxiety of it. Oh my gosh, I gotta go find a parking spot at the church, and I'm gonna walk up, and I gotta wait in line, and da-da-da-da-da. Somebody like my mom, that was overwhelming to her, where the curbside voting at the election office would have been a perfect solution. She's not in a hurry, but dealing with all of those things to vote.
And the other way that we provide assistance to voters is every polling place and the election authority office has a ballot marking device. This is an ADA required device that allows voters to be able to vote independently. So it has a screen that can make the font of the ballot much larger. It can also do a contrast where it's black on white. It also has headphones, and so it will read a ballot to a voter so they can vote independently. And it has a keypad so they can control it. It's touchscreen. You can just click on it. So if you have motor control issues and filling in those little circles is difficult, you can vote this way. But it also has a keypad, and you can control going through the ballot and make your selections independently. So if you have motor control issues, vision impairment, or fully blind, you can vote independently and be able to cast a ballot. Now, what this device does is it prints a paper ballot. It looks kind of like a receipt, but it's not a receipt. It is your ballot. Yet that ballot has to be put into the ballot counter just like all of the other ballots for it to be counted. So we make sure we let people know this is not a receipt of proof that you voted. It is your ballot. And it has, in clear English, how you voted, who you voted for, and then a bunch of little dots on the bottom. And the dots on the bottom correspond to how you voted, so that's what the counter reads. But when we do a hand count audit of the ballot, we can see how you voted. And so every polling place has one of these ballot marking devices.
So if you're at the polling place and you would benefit from having one of these machines, you can just ask for it and
Yes.
have it.
Yep.
Seniors calling me.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
See.
When my grandson goes to register, for the election, that's CCM.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so we have a lot of, a lot of stuff on the ballot. Obviously, the presidential election. We have a U.S. Congress election, state, U.S. Senate election. All of the statewide office holders are up, with the exception of the state auditor. The state auditor runs differently than all the other state office holders. We have 11 state representatives in St. Charles County. They are all up. And then we have Senate District 23 is on the ballot. So the eastern half of St. Charles County has a state senator on the ballot. We have a lot of judicial candidates for the 11th Circuit, which is St. Charles County, as well as retention votes for the Supreme Court judges and Eastern Appellate Court judges. And then lots of constitutional amendments. This one doesn't have 3 because when I gave this slide, 3 was off the ballot, but Amendment 3 is back on the ballot. And so there is legalizing sports betting, a casino at Lake of the Ozark, an extra fee to give sheriffs a pay raise. I forget what Amendment 7 does. Oh, bans ranked choice voting. We don't need to talk about that. And then raise the minimum wage. And then Amendment 3 is the ballot measure about abortion. So there's a lot of initiative petition measures that are on our ballot. And then I have a flyer in the back that has all this information, including the Amendment 3 language as well. And then in a way that you can go in. So on our website, we have the full language. You can go and see exactly how that actually reads. This is just a quick synopsis of what the issue is roughly about.
So I think if they used to, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of times people would publish this in the newspaper that you could see it and read it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how, I don't see a lot of people getting newspapers anymore.
Well, it's the law.
So,
We have to.
okay, but if you don't get the newspaper, then you're going to get all of this information on that sample ballot card.
So
that
the
you
sample
send out?
ballot will have the language that as it appears on the ballot, but the ballot language is not how the law will read. And that's just kind of a synopsis of here's the change that will occur if you vote yes or no. But then there is, if you go to my website or the Secretary of State's website, you can actually read how it will change statute itself. And you can see exactly what the language change is. And so
to be really educated
yes.
on what you're voting, what the change that you're voting for or against, you need to go
You have to go, yeah.
to like your website
And
or
every
the...
polling place has this giant poster that has that language as well. It's required at my office, if you absentee vote, and every polling place to have this poster up that has that specific language of how the law will read. I don't think very many voters spend time reading that inside a polling place before they get their ballot. But it is there. But I encourage people to go to the website, read ahead of time, which is why we are sending the sample ballot to every voter to give you a heads up, hey, there's all these issues. Here's how to go to our website to read in depth what these issues are so you can be informed.
What is this website?
sccmo.org/election authority.
It's on your handout.
Yeah, sorry, Hannah. So, and then we're always looking for more election judges. If you're interested in working the election and helping people vote, it's a very easy 14-hour day. We only require, ask that you show up at 5 a.m. and work till 8 or 9 p.m.
That's my
It's
normal
easy.
schedule.
It's easy. We do pay you. It's great, and we do train you. But we're always looking for more people who are willing to sign up and work. And Joanne?
I have to say, I've been working at the election board this season, and I have to say that it has been an oversight. All of us care, all of us want to see it done, so I think it's been a wonderful experience. I would encourage everyone to try it if you're interested.
Oh, that's great.
So if you come to our office to absentee vote, you're likely going to see Joanne. One more thing before.
You'll let me through, won't
The
you?
other thing is,
Outside voting?
if you move, whether it's across the street or across town, please update your voter registration. The DMV is the #1 place that people go to update their voter registration. The Secretary of State's website, and you can get to it through our website, and you can do it online as well. Or you can come to the Election Authority office and fill out a paper card to update your voter registration. But where you live determines what ballot you get, because if you move into a different school district or state representative district, whatever that is, that changes your ballot. And I need to make sure I give you the right ballot for your address. So please update your voter registration. You got a question?
Just curious, when do they count absentee ballots?
Election day. Yeah. We're not allowed to count them before the polls open. Usually we start about 8 or 9 in the morning and we start counting them.
And Kurt, correct me if I'm wrong, you're also looking for volunteers to witness the ballot counting, or you can go in and just observe? What was that?
So if you're interested in seeing the process in more in depth, there's 3 different ways that you can come and watch the process. Before Election Day, the Thursday before Election Day, we have what we call the public test. It's a logic and accuracy test of the ballot counting machines. And so you can come and see that they have been programmed correctly and that they work. And so that whatever vote a voter chooses, that vote will get counted correctly. And that's called the public test. And that's always the Thursday before the second Thursday before every election at 10 a.m. And then the second, or elections are Tuesdays. The Thursday after the election, we always have a manual audit, a hand count of the ballots. And so we have bipartisan teams that will take the ballots that are voted election day and manually count them and compare that to how it was reported to say, did the machines at the polling place correctly report the number based on the hand count audit? And that's open to the public, and we do that. We always wait till Thursday because we're tired on Wednesday. It's been a long day for us. And so then we do that. That's open to the public. You can come and you can watch that process. And then the second Monday after the election, we have what we call a verification board. And this is a process where the Republican Party and Democratic Party come to my office and we review all of the election results and the number of people who asked for a ballot and the number of ballots counted and all the people who checked in, and make sure all that balances, that there aren't any ballots counted without a voter attached to that ballot, all right? And that process is called the verification board process. And it takes quite a few hours to go through all of that data.
Yeah.
But that is also open to the public. So we generally do that the second Monday after the election at 9 a.m. And then it goes till however long it goes.
Okay. So your website, I'm assuming, has all of this
Yes.
information on it.
Yes.
Okay. There's a phone number to call.
Yes.
If you have any questions that don't get answered here today. And you brought handouts.
And I brought handouts, yes.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Any other immediate questions for Mr. Kurtz?
I think since you got in, you were the one that probably sent out the sample ballots, and I really appreciate the sample ballots.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. I know that's got to be a huge job, and
It's a lot.
I mean, the whole counting, a lot. Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, switching gears now. Will, we want to hear about the YMCA and what you guys offer and what we can take advantage of, whether it be paid or there's some free benefits that are available to a lot of seniors.
Absolutely. My name is Will Boyle. I am a senior program director with the Gateway Region YMCA. I actually work out of our association resource office, which is down on Scott Avenue in the city. I support all 24 of our active branches in the metro area, and what I specifically focus on is engagement of our AOA members. And AOA is an internal acronym that we use for active older adults. That just basically summarizes all of our members age 65 and above. As you can see from the map above, we have a very large geographic footprint here in the St. Louis metropolitan area. We do have 28 sites, as I mentioned, we have 24 active branches. The other 4 sites are more just managed pools, early education centers, things of that nature. But as you can see, we cover approximately over 7,000 square miles, reaching all the way down from Festus and Potosi with our Camp Lakewood, all the way up north to here in St. Charles, and all the way east into Breeze, Illinois as well too, and all the way west to the Washington community. We do have an amazing membership program. We do recognize several insurance-based membership programs, and those are personally my favorites. I love seeing no money come out of pocket to get people involved in our organization, being the Silver Sneakers, Renew Active, Silver and Fit. But if you don't have one of those insurance programs, we do still have membership options available to you, whether it's just our senior adult to senior adult. And we also do have an amazing promotional special going on this month that if you do join in September, we're going to waive our joining fee. And that could be up to $150 in immediate savings right there. So definitely keep that in mind and something to consider taking advantage of as well. Another thing that's not on this slide, we really want to make sure that there are no barriers to membership to the YMCA. So if you do not have an insurance program that can cover your membership, if you don't have the resources for the monthly dues for a membership, still come in and talk to us. We have an amazing financial assistance program, very generous, but we want to make sure that cost is not a barrier to access some of the programs that we offer. If membership is a solution for you, we want to make sure that we can make sure that's a possibility.
Did not know that. Silver Sneakers, it's the one that I hear the most frequently. So that's through Select Medicare.
It's through a variety of
plans.
Medicare
Okay,
programs.
so is that the biggest one?
It is right now. Renew Active is growing,
Okay.
so that's a very comparable program.
Renew
and that's
Active
through,
is United Healthcare?
correct,
Okay.
correct.
All right.
That's the Optum product.
And then Silver and Fit is through
ASH, I believe.
who?
ASH, I believe.
Ash?
Mm-hmm.
That
American
rings-
Specialty Health, I believe, is the acronym for
Okay, okay, all right, thank you. So, and then if you don't have one of these plans available, and it's free, these plans are available.
Through the insurance
free
programs,
Through
yes.
the insurance program, if you still want to use the Y and.
Come in and see us. We will work with you on that through the financial assistance
Do
program.
they go to the closest Y to
Yes.
them?
That is the
Okay.
great thing about the way we're set up. I had mentioned we have 24 branches. Each branch is run very autonomously. We want to make sure that they're very reflective and responsive to the local communities that they serve. So every decision that's made regarding the St. Charles branch, as an example, is made at the St. Charles level. Every decision that's made impacting the O'Fallon family branch in Pheasant Point is made by the O'Fallon leadership. We want to make sure that those decisions are local. We want to make sure that those resources stay local as well too, because for us, it's all about building that sense of community. So we want to make sure that that support stays local and those decisions are made local.
Cool. And also, one thing I didn't know is there's like online information that you can.
All of this information is available online. Our website is rather robust. Unfortunately, with that being the case, it can also be a little bit of an issue to manage. With that being the case, and I will reference this several times, a stack of my business cards are on the back with all my contact information, and on the back side of them, it's also a guest pass. If you ever want to try us out, feel free. But if you ever have any questions, just reach out to me directly. I'm always a phone call away.
But the actual programs also have online, on-demand video. That's probably
Yes.
something maybe you're not necessarily involved with, but it's not always the Silver Sneakers and the Renew Active. They offer more than just membership going in to utilize that. They offer
Absolutely.
online services.
Absolutely.
too.
As we move forward, you'll find out that there is a lot more to a YMCA membership, and that we are branching out just beyond the confines of our walls. But what she's referencing right now is that if you can't make it to one of our branches for your exercise program, and you have a laptop, tablet, whatever the case may be, we do have many exercise programs available virtually that you can pull up and do in the comfort of your own home. So that's very much an option for you as well too.
Okay, so, and there's 2 adults living in the same household.
That would be for a husband and wife or any partners that may be living in the same household as well too. So we can do the individual or the 2 seniors.
Which is a reduced rate.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay, great. Okay, oh, and real quick, I know this isn't the why, but I just wanted to mention in case, so those programs, a lot of them are also offered like at Planet Fitness.
They are national programs.
Yeah.
So yes, you will find them available at a lot of facilities. Planet Fitness, Directplex, municipal facilities will accept them as well too.
Yeah.
So Club Fitness, I believe, accepts them as well.
Yeah, but I know the Y offers so much more. So.
We do. We're much more than the gym and swim, and that quite honestly is the reason I'm here to speak to you. All those other facilities that I had mentioned, yeah, you can get a great workout there. Some you may be able to get in the pool. We do much more than that. And that's specifically what this slide speaks to. What we look at is wellness. We're not a fitness facility. We're not even going to position ourselves as a fitness facility. We're about wellness, and wellness is a lot more than just the gym and swim. We also recognize that only 20% of your wellness is being addressed when you're visiting your doctors. You get your 15 minutes with your doctor, they're saying, hey, guess what? Probably need to lose weight, probably need to do something about your blood pressure, see you in 6 months. What are you going to do with that? Come see us. We got some solutions for you. We got some resources for you. We can address the 80% of your wellness that your doctor can't touch. And how we do that is by empowering you, helping you prevent and prevail when barriers do present themselves. Through our empowerment, we help everyone. Through our camp and STEAM program, tutoring and literacy, youth and government, and teen job readiness, we're helping that next generation get set up for success. Nutrition classes, helping people learn how to better take care of themselves. On our Prevent platform, we've got personal training, group exercise classes, social connectedness, which is really important to us. Our one thing that we really want to focus on in our AOA programming is minimizing loneliness as much as we can. We want to make sure everyone has that sense of belonging.
And that is
Very much.
huge.
Very much so. We offer health coaching and diabetes prevention programs. We go on to Prevail. This is my favorite slide. I apologize if I get a little emotional on this one, because this one actually touches me a lot. We help a lot of people overcome challenges that present themselves. The Live Strong program to help any individual that has successfully navigated a journey with cancer. We're going to help them build themselves back up. Exercise for Parkinson's. We're going to provide some programming that's going to help individuals that are dealing with Parkinson's delay some of the symptoms. We're going to help people learn how to manage their blood pressure. We have a social services support individual who's absolutely amazing. I'll tell you more about in a moment. We're diving into Alzheimer's educational programming with the Alzheimer's Association. But what we really do is we really look at an individual's vitality, and we really want to enhance their vitality. And we look at the 8 dimensions of wellness on how we can impact that. So a lot of things that we're doing right now on our Active Older Adult platform are impacting those 8 pillars. And to give a better idea of what those 8 pillars can do, here's some examples. So a lot of the programs we're offering and exploring right now are touching on one or multiple of these topics. All of which we want to do to make sure that we're putting you in the position to live your best lives. You've earned that right.
Thank you.
Some of the program areas we're pursuing and continue to advance. Speakers bureaus. Social opportunities and clubs. Obviously the fitness classes. If we didn't offer pickleball, y'all would probably crucify us. Luncheons, volunteer opportunities, and health fairs and special events. So a wide array of program opportunities. Our Speakers Bureau is growing rapidly and we're mobilizing this fall, but right now that figure has actually grown where we're probably over 40 different speakers and closer to 100 different topics for our AOA audiences. Cover a wider range of mental health topics, transitions, physical health. Amazing diversity in the menu.
To take, to take advantage of some of these things that you're going over, you have to be a member of the Y?
For some, yes. We do have some that are not. These particular programs, the speakers bureaus, Yes, we do recruit from our membership for those. These are membership programs.
Okay.
Social opportunities and clubs. The image right there that you see is actually not in existence yet. This is an image, an artist rendering of what will be in place at our Chesterfield branch. It's under renovation right now, but we were deliberately and intentionally creating spaces to allow for more authentic and organic social spaces, specifically thinking of our active older adults. Knowing that after one of the exercise classes, we want you all to be able to hang out, have a cup of coffee, and enjoy it. Play a card game. Catch up with your friends. Happens all the time in our branches. We're known for it. And obviously our senior fitness classes. You know, we have many seniors, silver sneakers classes. Quite honestly, you talk about loneliness, come to one of our seniors, our silver sneaker classes, you won't be lonely. Those classes have grown in popularity that many we have to hold in our gyms. Not our group exercise studios, our gymnasiums. 60 plus people, folks. Like I said, you won't be lonely and you'll meet some friends. And specialty classes. Water-based classes. Love water-based classes. I may be on the north side of 50 myself, but with the life that I've led in the fitness industry, my joints are a little upset with me at this point in my life. I have to take advantage of water exercise as much as I can because buoyancy really helps cut down on the inflammation in my joints. And water exercise is still the only thing that I've ever found where I can do resistance training and cardiovascular training at the same time.
I love that. I mean, I haven't gone in a long time, but
It's amazing.
that's what I did, and they're loud.
Yeah, it's boisterous.
It's loud.
It's a whole lot, I'm telling you.
So, yeah.
Exercise for Parkinson, like I mentioned as well, and even our MX4 functional fitness. That is a newer addition. We have renovated studios in many of our locations to incorporate this level of training, and don't let it intimidate you. And the reason I say that, that is specifically intended for us. And I include myself with my joint issues. And what that is to help us with some of those functional activities of our daily lives. Make us a little bit stronger picking things up. Helping us be a little bit better getting out of our chairs so we don't stumble and fall. Being able to reach and pick things up. Those type of activities we can get stronger at. And then obviously again with our pickleball. We just sent out a survey to all of our branches to try and get a better handle on what we're doing pickleball wise because it is growing so rapidly, so more to come on that.
So is there a large, say, senior population taking advantage doing pickleball?
Pickleball is amazingly popular with our active older adults. The way our operational calendar at many of our branches looks right now is 5 a.m. to about 9 a.m. We see a lot of our before work crowd getting in, getting their exercise in. Some of the full-time moms dropping kids off at school, coming in for their classes and what have you. Around 9 o'clock or so, we see all of our active older adults start coming in for their classes. Classes are going from 9 to 11. Then we start seeing some of the educational programs, luncheons, and what have you with our active older adults, and those tend to go through mid-afternoon. And during that time frame, in the gymnasium, with some of the group exercise, silver sneakers classes, and pickleball's going on at that time. Around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, transition to more teens. 5 o'clock, we got the post-work rush, all the kid programming, basketball, and what have you. But from about 9 to about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, active older adults all day, every day. And that's why we have a lot of our luncheons during that time frame. We always joke around, even on a national level, the best way to the mind of an active older adult is through their mouth. We like feeding y'all.
Isn't that for any age? Oh, really?
You're right. But we have a lot of fun with it. I want to call out one individual, Lori Fenimore, who does a lot of our AOA programming at our Carondelet branch. She actually had a great idea this past summer that she actually did a barbecue during a Cardinal Day game. Had a lot of her AOA members come in, kind of did a potluck barbecue, and they all just hung out and watched a Cardinal game together on TV in air conditioning, so they didn't even have to go into the heat. And I was just absolutely in love with that. They had Cracker Jacks, peanuts, and the whole nine. It was awesome.
Sounds fun.
So, but we also have a lot of volunteer opportunities as well too. Talking about the library, well, we got tutoring programs. We help kids to read.
Good.
You want to help teach next generation to read? let us know. Our community development team would love to have your help. We want to make a difference. And if you want to make a difference, let us know. We need more of you. Health fairs and special events. A lot of these going on right now. Matter of fact, as soon as I drop this microphone, I have to run to Chesterfield for one of these. But this past Saturday, as an example, at our Emerson branch, we did free PSA testing in recognition of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. We have a partner with Affinia Health. They were able to supply that, and with that, we also did A1C testing and blood pressure testing. Let's help identify any of those individuals that we can supply that help to. Completely free of charge using some of our partners. Developed a new partnership with the Arthritis Foundation. Over the next couple weeks, we're doing 12 lunch and learns to learn a little bit more about arthritis and find out what level of programming we can bring to bear to better help our communities and find out what level of support and programming we can offer to improve your quality of life if you're dealing with arthritis. Community health programs and chronic disease management. Unfortunately, as we age, things don't work quite as well. We've all experienced that. Natural progression of our blood sugars creeping up as we age. Well, if that's the case, and you have not been diagnosed with pre-diabetes or diabetes, but do have concerns about your blood sugar, let us know. Free evidence-based program for our diabetes prevention. You do not need to be a member for this program.
Okay.
This is free to members and non-members. Evidence program, lifestyle change program, led by qualified, empathetic coaches that help change your life. That also goes for blood pressure monitoring, and like I talked about with our Livestrong program as well too.
So that's,
Those are free programs.
wow,
They are that important that we make them free.
awesome.
One other asset with our memberships as well too is our social services department. This is an individual on our team whose sole job is to find solutions to problems. Problems exist anywhere we look. There's barriers to everything we want to accomplish. We've got an individual on our team who does nothing but find solutions. And what a great job to have. So anytime there's a barrier, transportation, rental assistance, access to healthy food even. There's several food deserts in our community that we're unaware of. He's aware of them. He knows where you can get food in those areas.
So you have one individual that, I mean, that's great, but it's one individual that.
Fortunately, there's a lot of organizations, and it's more resource alignment on an organizational level that helps out.
Yeah, okay,
So
okay,
it's
right.
very impactful from that standpoint.
And is this something that you need to be a member to take advantage of? Okay. And real quick, what is the, I guess the rate is the same? You know, if you join.
It does vary from
why-
branch to branch, quite honestly. So that's a great question. But the variance from branch to branch is only going to be $1 or $2 at the end of the day. So if we look at the monthly charge for a 2 senior member, your monthly rate is going to be $65, give or take $1 or $2 from branch to branch.
Okay,
The individual 65 and above membership is roughly $45, give or take.
okay, all right.
So when we talk dollar amounts, that's roughly what we're looking at. But like I said, that's not a barrier. If that is excessive, let us know.
So the Silver Sneakers isn't a membership at Y, and that's just getting into the Silver Sneakers programs?
Silver Sneakers is a national program through Medicare Advantage plans mostly. And what it is if you call the 1-800 number on the back of the card, the customer service, and ask for your wellness ID number. With that wellness ID number, if you come into any fitness facility that accepts Silver Sneakers, they'll be able to verify that wellness ID number is attached to you and plug that into your membership application, which means you will have no financial information on file, and that Silver Sneakers will actually be paying your monthly dues for your membership. So you will see no out-of-pocket expense. Matter of fact, like I stated, we will not even have financial information on file for you. So that's how that program is set up.
So it does allow us to become a member.
Correct. Correct. And if memory serves, you can have multiple memberships under Silver Sneakers as well too. So you could have a membership at, say, the Recplex, and a membership at a yoga studio, the YMCA, somewhere else as well too.
Yeah, okay, so, let's see. Sorry, I lost my.
One final asset that people tend to overlook. Trout Lodge. It's down in Potosi. Amazing opportunity to get away from the hustle and bustle. We do have the lodge itself if you like the more traditional hotel setting, but we also do have some of the cottages and cabins out on the lake as well too. So meal packages are included. I will tell you, this generation and us will probably appreciate this, but there's no TVs in the room. Now we did just update all the Wi-Fi, so tablets, cell phones and everything, you're good to go there. But if you're bringing the grandkids or anything, I'm just warning you, no TVs. Instead, we got stuff that's cooler. Horseback riding, archery, ropes courses, fishing, things of that nature. That is so much more stimulating, quite honestly. So that is very much an asset and an overlooked gem in our association that I definitely encourage you to take a look at and rediscover. Every time I share information on this one, there's usually one person in the room that goes, oh yeah, I remember that. I was a camper back there in the 50s and 60s. So that usually tends to be the case.
It's still around.
It very much so.
I know people have a great time when they go. It's very economical,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of a great, I guess, bonding experience if you want to, have family come. And like I said, it's very economical.
And it's only about an hour from here, probably about an hour and 15, maybe an hour and a half south on 55. So in closing, just kind of the impact of what we do. I love this. I actually stole it from our website, and it just kind of really speaks to what we do. In that, like I mentioned, what we're about is the relationship and the connections. It's not just about the physical activity and the fitness. For us, like I said, it's the wellness. Yes, we do want to see you move, but we want to help you move your body in a way that's comfortable to you, in a way that is fun to you. It's really that simple at the end of the day, but our goal, as I had stated, is to enhance your vitality through minimizing any loneliness that you feel. We want to give you a reason to come in our facilities, and more importantly, we want to give you a reason to stay. So, but if you do have any questions, like I said, I've left a stack of my business cards on the table back there, and there is a guest pass on the back of them, and I just sincerely encourage you all to come join us. As a matter of fact, in closing, I will offer an opportunity to see us very, very soon. We're constantly growing and expanding to meet the needs of our community. And as an example of that, at 3:30 this afternoon at our O'Fallon Family Branch, just over on Pheasant Point, we're going to be doing a ribbon cutting because we are adding a second gymnasium to meet the demand of that community. So if you're available and want to check that facility out, take a tour, please join us for the ribbon cutting and see that amazing facility. Sign up for your Silver Seekers membership while you're there.
Okay, and that's on Highway K?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. It's across the street from the Renard Spirit Center, I believe, the O'Fallon
Yeah.
Municipal Complex.
Yeah, near my office. Okay, cool. Well, there's a lot that you guys offer, and I think that the programs through your insurance Medicare plans is a huge benefit to take advantage of. So, other questions for Will?
Yes, ma'am.
If we have a membership like at the Renown Center, how would I switch to you guys?
Quite honestly, you can just cancel that membership on whatever the terms may be there, and just let us know you want to sign up, walk into our facility, and we'll get you set up. So it really is as simple as that. And one thing I did omit that I want to make sure I'm clear on when it comes to our memberships is I mentioned we have 24 branches. Our memberships cover all 24. So when you join, you have access to all 24 of our locations. So living out here in St. Charles, if you have family or friends down in South County, you never want to go visit one of them and hit that branch up with them, you're more than able to.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. That is a big, big benefit that, you can go to any of them. So, I can go swim, after work at a location near me, and I can also go take a class, by my home. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. That's the kind of things we love to hear about on how it works for you in your daily life. Very much so.